Now we should be live. And let's make sure that's the case by going on the YouTube on the phone. And make sure. Okay. Skip the ad. YouTube. Alright, you can hear me. Cool. Alright, we're doing a couch stream. I said that I would do it again. And here we are. Low key. Chill. Relaxing vibes. I don't know. Okay. Alright. The chat is up on this screen up here. The Zoom looks to be pretty good. I might zoom in a little bit more just so my eyes are actually really good, so I can read it fine, but let's just make it a little larger. Let's do this. Let's make this a little larger. Let's go to this web page. What's my zoom at? Let's go 250. Why not? Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Cool. Hello, people, and welcome to another June 1st couch stream. It's been probably like 4 or 5 months. Hello from a fellow Ohioan. I'm not from Ohio, unless if there's someone else in chat that says they're from Ohio. Or just a casual, or you're just describing that you are a fellow Ohioan, a fellow from Ohio. So yeah, we're couch streaming today. What to talk about today? I don't know. Let's just start with I was on vacation this past week, which was nice. My first real vacation that wasn't weather related in probably 18 months or so. Actually, no, more than that. When did I go to Iceland? Iceland was March of 24. So, yeah, I guess more than 18 months since my last true vacation, I guess. Went to Mexico. That was fun. Really nice. It was nice to be out from this cold snap here in the northeastern United States. And now I'm back. It's chilly, as to be expected, much chillier than Mexico. And now I'm here couch streaming, I guess. Oh, remembering 12/10/21. Today's not the 10th, is it? I was gonna say, oh, it's the 8th. Okay. Greetings from Virginia, greetings from Belgium. Very nice, very nice. International. So, Kevin Joyce says, so I seen a poll earlier regarding if Enderlin or Valonia was stronger, and few brought up how Enderlin had a specific calculation whereas Valonia didn't. But isn't this thinking flawed? I am not quite sure what you mean by the thinking is flawed. I mean, rating-wise, if we're just talking the rating, Enderlin is stronger. Valonia was a very strong tornado, that's for sure. Valonia doesn't really have anything to make an estimation or calculation, whereas Enderlin had a specific terrain card to do all that off of. Okay, yeah. I mean, Valonia is like no doubt a strong tornado. Nobody's questioning that. I mean, it was definitely probably EF5 strength. Valonia is always going to be one of controversy. Since weather is your thing, what is the worst experience in your career as a chaser? The worst tornado experience in my... I don't know. I've had pretty calm. I don't know. I haven't seen many destructive tornadoes. I mean, the June 1st tornado alone, I mean, um that's probably still like, I mean, that was still like one that directly impacted my life. And I think I saw witnessed firsthand how much that disrupted. Was Faraday or Rowlett stronger as in 2015 tornadoes? I don't know. I that see that the strong like it's funny, like I get all these like, I know people love to talk about ratings and stuff like that. What do you think Diaz would be upgraded with the whole forensics thing? I see, like I don't know. I mean, I don't have strong opinions on this stuff. It's funny, like I understand like why people like are really curious about these things, but I don't know, like I just like don't get, I don't know, I just don't have like the emotional investment into like what tornado's stronger than which. And like if you're trying to argue like which tornado was stronger based purely off of damage, I think you're already kind of three steps behind to begin with, I would argue. Like, I don't know. It's just like very circumstantial evidence. And it's kind of hard to like really base like true arguments off of it. I don't know. Or like really, it's like you can point to like one or two bits of evidence, but I think like the real conversation comes into play when you have like supporting like mobile Doppler radar, for example. But that's obviously going to be like 0.1% of cases that are going to have that level of analysis. um I got my little set behind me here. Got some photos that I've taken over the years. I got New Mexico over here. Got Nebraska up here. This is also Nebraska. That's New Mexico. So some Nebraska and New Mexican. Um, yeah, three picture. I guess of the six pictures I have up here, three are Nebraska, two are New Mexico, and one's Kansas. So you can't see those upper ones though, I don't think. No. Fujita's outbreak map. You can't see my degree up there. My degree's up there. My engineering hard hat. Some books. Oh, here's something we can talk about. I just got. Oh shoot! I read this book like 10 years ago. I think when I was still in high school. Oh no. Oh boy. One of my little proby things from back in the engineering days. Yeah, the first prototype. Oh, where'd the antenna go? Oops, it broke off. Oh well. Little jobber here. Anyway, so took some time to read this week on the beach, which was really nice in Mexico. And I reread this book, and like I have a whole new appreciation for this book. I'm gonna go. Come on. I know I have autofocus on. Let me put my face behind it. Let's probably try. There we go. Isaac Storm by Eric Larson, about the 1900 Galveston hurricane. Really well researched book, and particularly goes into great detail with Isaac Klein, the Weather Bureau meteorologist stationed in Galveston at the time. And really, really interesting to see kind of how kind of a little bit like there's like different accounts from Galveston itself during the landfall and all that, but also like a lot going into like the detail of like the politics within the Weather Bureau at the time and like how things were kind of shaping out that kind of led to how the forecast unfolded and kind of not taking into account Cuban observations and all that. Really interesting stuff, and then obviously a lot about like the actual landfall itself and kind of the what made it the deadliest hurricane in American history. So I think I want to do like a really long piece about the Galveston hurricane, like a nice like 30-minute video, 30 plus minute video. I want to like a lot of the videos that I've done recently are like shorter, obviously. I guess I don't know, like that kind of 10 to 15-minute range. I've wanted to kind of branch into doing like much longer form stuff, but just because of like how like involved the graphics are, it would take me like really really long to like make those videos, and I don't think like the time invested in would reward like the monetary incentive out. So it's something that I've been struggling with lately, I guess, when it comes to like the creation of videos. I've talked a little bit about it before in terms of like how I feel a little bit pigeonholed at the moment in terms of like the content that I am making. But this book really kind of wanted me to get doing that stuff going again. So oh, the pencil sharpener is behind me, by the way. It's like right here. The couch, I have this shelf here now, so the couch is not against the wall like it was previously, if you were there for that stream. Let's get the mouse and see if I can scroll up, see what I missed. I've been kind of talking about some stuff. I'm about to move to Dothan, Alabama because I'm losing my apartment in PA, and I'm scared because I won't have a tornado shelter. I mean, Dothan is in that area of, Tornado Alley, or, Dixie Alley, if you want to call it that. Definitely could be in the mix in terms, so just like, I mean, there's some good, like, public resources in terms of where community shelters are available. I'm sure there's something that's, available that would, be in reasonable distance in that worst case scenario if there is like a dire tornado warning. Door reveal. Hey, this is cool. Familiar faces in chat. What's up, Tyler? I recognize that. PFP. And can we get a video on Florida F4s? Like Kissimmee? From that, what's that, the 98 outbreak there? It's like that famous Florida outbreak. Door reveal. Yo, your weather analysis of the Gerald tornado is interesting. I am 14 and I love your videos. Very helpful for me when I do research. Keep it up. Thanks, Joshua. What else is going on? Yeah, the Galveston. Yeah, I was talking about Galveston. So, anyway, if you're into reading books, or if you're, need to do a book report on something and you're still in school, you want something that's an interesting read, weather related, this is like a classic book at this point. Isaac Storm, Eric Larson. I'm pretty sure it was written in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. So I read this book like 10 years ago. Yeah, it was published in 99. All right, so this book is as old as me. Cool. Hey, Kelton's in the chat. Friend of the channel. Friend beyond the channel. How about that? He's let me like crash on his couch before during chase season. The man, the myth, the legend, Kelton Henderson. What else do we got for Storm books here? I keep my weather-related books behind here. There's not many at the moment. Here's a cool book. This was gifted to me. Um, um, it's an atmospheric, like an intro to the atmosphere textbook from like the 70s, and it's got some really like interesting stuff. Um, and yeah, what year did this come out? Third edition. 78. Yeah, this came out in 1978. The original edition was written in 1965. So just an older meteorological textbook. That's pretty cool. It's kind of cool having old books. Books are good. Now I have this one's like a storm chasing classic now at this point. It came out probably like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago now at this point. The Man Who Caught the Storm. It's about the life of Tim Samaras. Very well done by Brantley Hargrove. Really provides some really great early life insight into the life of Tim Samaras and, kind of the behind the scenes during his career and that type of stuff. And obviously, a little bit into a little more detail about the El Reno Day and stuff like that. But done so in a tasteful way, I would say. Not something that's like harped on too much. And the rest of these, this was another book that I was gifted by my friend's dad, who also happened to be my physics teacher in high school. This was a book written in 1957, and it's basically a book like how you can like forecast the weather for yourself, kind of thing, like DIY forecasting with like at home meteorological tools and stuff like that. And it has like these really cool like illustrations in it. So like here it's kind of showing like how like, isobar, like cool like cross section of isobars and stuff like that. Let's see if I hide my head, if it'll like actually focus. The focus might be yeah, you can kind of see some like there's some just like really cool like visuals in this book. Obviously some of it's going to be outdated, but it was just that, it was gifted to me, and it was really cool and very like, I just love old school weather like diagrams and stuff like that. They're just fun to look at. Very like that, like all the old Fujita drawings and stuff like that. Those are also incredible. And the rest of these books I haven't actually read yet. These three, but I want to read them, and I want to give. So there's a couple of these that are actually about tornadoes. This one, these were gifted to me as well. The Mercy of the Sky. This one's about the 2013 Moore EF5. Then there's this one, Storm Warning, the story of a killer tornado. This one's actually about the Bridge Creek F5. So a couple of, Oklahoma classic tornadoes. And then this one's a little bit interesting too. And it's a book about like how, this history of weather forecasting, which I think is really interesting. And it goes kind of like how things used to be back in the day. And at least that's what I've gathered thus far. Like I said, I haven't read it yet, but that's kind of the gist of this book. And so, I don't know, maybe I got to do June 1st book reviews or something, but I got to read these three first. So, I got to find some time to do that. It's back. So that's that is my weather book collection that I've got over here. Let's take a look. I know I've been kind of neglecting like questions or whatnot. Oh, there we go. There's the front of the microphone. Oh, and Max is in here. What the heck? Why is everyone pulling up? Yeah, I just gotta start throwing Amazon affiliate links and everything. I don't know. I'm very bad at it's kind of comical how bad I am at the business side of doing this stuff. I'm not good at promoting. I'm not good at pointing, like, I'm wearing like my own freaking like merch stuff that I never even promote. I should do like a sponsored segment, but it's just So if you like cool hats and then they say June 1st on them, June1stweather.com/shop. See, like I'm very bad at, like I just want to make cool things, and the rest of it I kind of struggle at. I'm an engineer after all, not a businessman, so yeah, where's my brother at? Oh, okay, this is a fun question. Hey Ethan, as a civil engineering student who studies tornado physics, which engineering course did you find most informative slash enjoyable in motivating your interest in tornadoes and or hurricanes? I don't know if there was a specific course that like directly like I felt the most like empowered to like do all the tornado engineering type stuff. I mean that kind of like that was much earlier in my life, I would say. That because I kind of was deciding between whether I wanted to do meteorology in school or engineering, and ultimately, obviously, I did engineering. I would say the course that like, I mean, obviously, like, you know, like your statics and like mechanics of materials course, like you can learn a lot of that type of stuff in terms of like how like things behave and kind of bending moments, shear stress, like all that type of stuff, bending moment diagrams, load paths and all that type of stuff, you know, from a civil engineering perspective. Obviously it goes into like your structures type courses in the civil engineering discipline. I'm trying to think from what would be interesting. Fluids is a really cool course, and you know civils, you know, take the kind of the way we did it at our school, like civils and engineering or in mechanicals took fluids together. And then there, like, we kind of had like the next semester, like we had a little bit, like we had more like the mechanical engineering thermo component after that. And then civil engineers went into like their kind of realm after that, that feeds after the introductory fluids course. So I'd say probably, I don't know, probably fluids, I guess. You know, it's interesting. I've never really thought about that, but glad to hear that you're a civil engineering student. Keep doing it. Oh, Connor is here. Sweet. Can talk about boat stuff. Do I have any particularly strong feelings about the sinking of the Fitz? Or do you have any particularly strong opinions in the path of events? You know what's funny? I think like I'm I mean obviously it was like worst place at the right time, at the wrong time. Worst place at the wrong time, I guess, in terms of like the sinking. But also like you can't ignore the fact that there was also like probably it was probably a combination of things. Like yeah, it could have maybe ran aground at the that 6 Fathom shoal there near Caribou Island. Um, then the other thing is too, you know, obviously it was had a record breaking load on board. That definitely didn't help. So I think it was probably a combination of factors, and I think also the ship's construction. I think a thing that's not talked about a lot is uh, the sister ship of the Edmund Fitzgerald Arthur B. Homer had a lengthy rehaul done to it not long after that, and then they scrapped it like 9 months later. And there's a lot of, and they then I think it was the NTSB or you know someone in that kind of field asked to like go on board the ship before it was broken up, and the ship owner was like no, like didn't allow them. Like they were like, I mean obviously they're in their right to do that, but they did it in a sense that it was almost like hiding something. And there's a lot of theories around like in terms of like the hull construction in that how the Fitz and the Homer were built kind of differently than other vessels. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think it was like particularly had to do with like the brazed joints or something like that. So in that aspect, I think that's something that's probably not talked about a lot. That could very well, in those type, those, it being such a lanky ship, kind of going through those undulations, the ship probably broke its back at some point, especially if it went into some incidental grounding. I'm actually doing another boat-oriented video in January. I have to do. I think I'm doing 2 videos in the month of January. One of them is going to be, more traditional weather stuff, and the other one's going to be a naval weather history event dating back to World War II, which will be fun. So, yeah. Yeah, the resimulations of the storm in terms of like the fetch of the waves. Yeah, Typhoon Cobra. That's gonna be the video. Reveal the topic. My boy Admiral Halsey. What else we got going on here? Pencil sharpener's behind me. Oh, when is the Diaz damage analysis coming out? I don't know. I haven't really looked at Diaz that much, to be honest. There's been a lot of. Well, I think the other thing, like, there's so much like recency bias. Yeah, Player 20. If it would be cool if I did collaborated with another channel that was like that. It's funny, like I have like so many other video ideas that I want to do that are like completely not weather related. And I have like a personal channel, like I have a channel, like I have so many little channels like that are idle, but I have like an Ethan Moriarty channel that has like nothing on it. I have my personal channel that like I just used that for like all my like subscriptions and stuff that I like watch stuff. And that channel was like my actual very first YouTube channel that I had back in like I think I made it in 2010. That one has like old videos that I made back in like high school and middle school. um so um where was I? So yeah, I'm thinking about reviving that old one of those channels. I feel like I'm kind of is my exposure kind of low? Like I feel like I'm kind of maybe it's just because I'm far away from the key light. Like that light. If I still look closer, I'm definitely more the subject, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm reclining. Connor is asking when I'm releasing Thunderstorm in February. Some point, Connor, maybe. It's a all-time classic. Um, Thanks, Player 20. Yeah, I mean, I can try reaching out to them, see if. But who knows what their schedules are like right now? That's the only question I would say. Word, thanks, player. Um, I did a 1974 outbreak video. It highlighted like I mean I probably could have done that video better, but I mean that video is almost 2 years old now. Oh, this is a good one. Do you find yourself getting burnt out on weather related content? I would say yes and no. Like my interest in weather is always going to be something that's a part of me. What I will say is that I get burnt out kind of doing the style of video that I know works. So I've been trying to do videos that are a little bit different. Like the video that I just did, not this last one, the like will El Reno happen again, I think is the title or something like that. Like that was a video that was like kind of a little bit different. Like it wasn't like cuz like the doc style is like so saturated right now in my estimate, like my opinion. Um which is not like a bad thing, I would say. Like there's clearly a demand for it, but I just kind of want to do something different, and like I've done my variation of the doc style at least in its current format. I have ideas of doing things a different way. They just require like a lot more work, and at right now I'm like kind of having to turn things over pretty consistently. So I'm like this has been a battle for like the past like 6 months in my head, if not longer. Uh and maybe a little bit of it is also like imposter syndrome in the sense that like I kind of feel like that I am not I don't want to say that like I'm not capable of doing it because I know I could make something that's like a really good quality whatever, but it's more the fact that it's like oh like I'm telling like all these other stories and not telling enough of my own stories, if that makes sense. Like my chasing resume is something that I kind of like don't talk a lot about on my channel, I guess, for probably because it's like I don't want to say that I'm like self-conscious of it, but it's like like I'm a Northeast guy. Like I obviously born and raised in New England, now living in Greater New York. But yes, I could move out west and like chase like a lot more and like have a lot more of my own like tornado encounters and stuff like that, but um I have no desire to be a full-time chaser. I like being home. I do love being on the road too, but like I love the life that I have here, and if that makes sense, like I love like the connection that I have to the people here. I'm still pretty close to my family here, like all these little factors like that, like and just moving out west, at least in my current situation, like doesn't make the most sense right now. And to move out west would be would be like 90% for like chasing purposes. And like yeah, I could do that, but like I don't know, that's like I don't know. I like doing like the more like analysis type stuff. I think that's more how my brain works and how my little corner of the market is kind of cut out. Like, do we really need another chaser content guy? Do we really need another chase live streamer guy? Probably not. Yes, I do like the live streaming and stuff with the chases, but that's purely for people that might want to tune in and see what I'm doing. That type of thing. Um, I don't think people are coming to me for like the premier chasing experience. I recognize that like I'm not like the biggest name in the game, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't seek desire or glory in any sense. Like if anything, like I kill my own ego very well on my own. Like I'm very self-critical and very like negative towards myself in that respect. So I kind of just like making things and hoping people like them. So um yeah, I don't know. I just have like I have ideas for projects that I think are a lot more involved that I just like can't physically do yet. Like I think my brain like sets the bar like way too high beyond my means of how I'm able to do it right now, if that makes any sense. Is that the Pilger F4 in the background? This one? No, that's Encino, New Mexico in 2023. Um so yeah, I've been like I don't want to say that I've been this has been like a I don't want to say it's a problem. Like don't get me wrong, like having this is now it's almost been 18 months of doing this full time. And it's been a blessing in a lot of ways. Um, but there is definitely it's not all glamorous, I would say. Maybe in that case, take 1 or 2 week chasecation. Take the rest of the year. Yeah, like I only chased like I mean this year was like my first chase season of like being able to kind of chase more flexibly, and I'd only it was like 3.5 weeks of solid chasing for me. I would say that I actually spent out west, and the first trip out like was definitely during a more active period. That was like when um, the uh, Matador and Silverton and the April 27th day in the Sandhills near Hyannis, those tornadoes. Um, and then I was kind of in like a weird spell in like after May 18th. Like I wasn't there for May 18th, which kind of stunk. And then I fumbled the June 5th day. I targeted Kansas instead of Lubbock. Um, I really like the chasing content that I do make. It's just like I like the style of video I like making is just not like I could like be very attentive about like making like a more engaging video, but I like kind of doing the more drawn out style videos. I like kind of playing with that more. Just kind of what I like to do. I like kind of having the inner workings of like the dynamic between Connor and I playing out even when there's like non-interesting things happening during the storm. It's just kind of fun to watch from my perspective, and there's definitely people that like that, but it's definitely not the most like it's not the most pleasing to a broad audience. So um yeah, the chasing channel, like I posted the Tenta Storm 2025 doc last month, and that was fun. What's my tornado of the year, and why is it like why is it Lake City? No, it's not Lake City for me. I know people like to throw Lake City out there. It's I don't know. It's Gary or Wellfleet. Pick your poison. I have a sneeze coming. That's why. Sorry. Oh, that's fun. A, a Steam key for a game. I don't game much. That's my only issue. I'm not a big gamer. What the heck? It's a loud car out there. A loud car speaker. Hopefully that does. Imagine the music cuts through and then I get like hit with a copyright, whatever. That would happen. It was funny. Last time I did a couch stream, I played a couple cover songs and I got whacked with revenue sharing, whatever. I had to like surrender my stuff to whatever. Thoughts about I would like to make space weather videos. Like I would like to do I've on my ideas board. I've had or in my ideas list, I should say. It's like 200 topics deep, I would say. I have a Carrington event idea that I would like to do, but it's a little too far outside my niche, I would say, of June 1st at this point in time, maybe. To vest the time into that would like be worth the return. Yeah, that's my I guess that's, boils down to a lot of my problem. There's like a lot of things that I am passionate about that like I just can't really do with the June 1st channel right now. Like these different like more niche weather topics. Like I tried doing it with like I tried doing a video about weather conspiracies, and that video like completely flopped. And I spent 2.5 weeks on that video, and that was really frustrating. I spent 2.5 weeks of work on that video, and I think it only made me like $60. So it's tough when like you want to do these like other topics that you're really passionate about, but like you don't have the audience that necessarily tracks with that video. So that's why I want to kind of maybe I just open up another channel and then just I don't know, post whatever the heck I want without repercussion. But now that I'm doing this as a full-time thing, it's like gotta do what pays the bills, right? Start a spin-off July 2nd. Well, it's May. The second channel is called May 3rd, and that's kind of like more goofy videos or whatever. I haven't uploaded there in a minute, but I tried getting June 2nd. I tried getting July 2nd. I tried getting May 31st. I tried getting like all these different days for second channels, and they were all taken. May 3rd was open though, so I took May 3rd. So at May 3rd is the second June 1st channel that's like kind of all silly stuff. But I want to do like videos that are like kind of like even more outside of weather. Like I've had like some like really random ideas for videos, and I don't know if I want to speak them into existence. I have like a couple sticky notes over here with some of my other ideas. Actually, I'll read one of them just for haha. Why touchscreens in cars are the worst. That's just an idea that I have on this sticky note. Like that's like a video idea that I have that goes through my head, and like I'm like that would be an interesting video idea. But like I'm never gonna like, am I gonna make that video? I don't know, but it wouldn't be on June 1st, obviously. So I wonder if I have like I have like a whole, I don't know if I want to bust it out right now. Not this one. This one. I have like these little notebooks that have like all these like different like ideas and stuff in them. Yeah, Kelton. That's the kind of stuff behind the scenes that people don't see. If you start doing this full time, it starts to restrict the types of videos that you can cover in order to stay afloat. Yeah, exactly. Like you have to kind of like Like you have to kind of stick to topics that you know that like will perform well. It's like, and it's like the thing is too, like I'm like I operate on like our the June 1st channel like kind of is thinner. I don't know. I upload pretty frequently because I like I could probably do like much more in depth stuff, but like my I don't want to say my margins are thin, but like I start getting really anxious when I see like the YouTube ad revenue going like down, because like the new like like your video obviously takes off and you get like a big bump, and then it's like starts trailing off, and then it's like, oh geez, like I gotta like you start getting the anxiety of like, oh I gotta upload again, oh I gotta upload again, so then you're like start racing to make the next thing, and then you upload it and it's like, oh you get like that dopamine hit. You're like, all right, good. Like, I'll be able to like pay my rent this month, and then it's like, oh shoot, like, it's like a never-ending battle. So, can you make a video on the Niles at 5? I've thought about doing a 1985 outbreak video for a long time. It would probably be a longer video, maybe. It should just be at May. It might be at May_3rd. It's under the channels page for sure. I think I missed some questions earlier that I meant to ask, or like why fridges try disobeying the laws of thermodynamics? They don't. Fridges are a heat pump. That's all they are. That was a question that I got in an interview once, actually, for a job for engineering. It was here. I'll pose a question to see if anyone can answer. If you have a refrigerator in a perfectly insulated room, what happened? And the fridge door is open. What happens to the temperature of the room? So, I'll give you some time to answer that question. Oh, we got Kirk in the chat. Yeah, YouTube, or I mean, what's it called? The June 1st couch session just immediately turns into therapy time for me. Who knows? I might even have more. I might even just start straight up venting by the end of this. Who knows? I'm curious to see. I'm waiting for like fridge related. So I'm gonna pick a random tornado. I'm gonna pick a random tornado from Tornado Archive, and can you try making a video? I don't know. What's the biggest tornado besides Hallam and El Reno? Bassfield, probably. Kirk asking, how was Mexico? Mexico was lovely. Stayed at a nice little place outside of Playa del Carmen, and it was a nice. It was so the whole story behind this is like we were in September. Back in September, we had a function they were supposed to go to that got canceled. That was out west. And we got like refunds for the flight and the hotel they were going to stay at for that event. And we were like, okay, like we have this flight credit that we want to use. What should we do instead? And it ended up being cheaper to go to Mexico. and rent out this little bungalow over doing the trip that we were supposed to do previous. So worked out great. Like I said earlier in the stream, it was like the first real vacation that was not weather related that I had in like over 18 months, almost 2 years. So it was nice to like really unwind for once and like turn the brain off with the YouTube stuff and the weather stuff. But now I'm back. So um for those that wanted to know the answer to that engineering question, that being if you are in a completely insulated room with a powered fridge, leave the door open, what happens to the temperature of the room? The room gets hotter. Basically what happens, how a refrigerator works, is basically you have coolant being pumped through like all these radiators and stuff, or I should say like refrigerant, right? You had all the little vents and stuff that, disperse all the heat. And basically you're just pumping that coolant through and like pulling heat out of the refrigerator, right? You're not cooling the air, you're pulling the heat out of it. You have to think of a refrigerator that way. It's basically a heat pump. So that's why, like, if you put your like foot next to the back or put your hand near the back of a refrigerator, it's hot, right? So what happens? You put it in a perfectly insulated room, leave the door open. It's just gonna keep constantly trying to extract heat from the inside of the fridge. But if the fridge door is open, you're in a perfectly insulated room. That feedback loop is just positive, and the room gets hotter. So there you go. Udall, Kansas F5. That's a classic. Oh, Connor, did I see I saw the cat multiple times. That cat kept hanging around the lunch area. Um, Kirk, what have you been up to since I see Kirk kicking around? My, what's it called? Twitter DMs now are like completely broken. Like I can't use them now. It like really stinks. Can't check the group chat set them in. Oh, what was my favorite food in Mexico? Um, the place that we were staying at did like this um barbecue night, and they had some really good they did this really good beef cut. I mean, it was probably like I don't know like what exact steak or beef cut it was, but it was seasoned really well, and it was cooked like perfectly medium rare, I should say. It was really good. It was really juicy. The meat was really good, and I'm not a big red meat guy, so that was really good. I also had this really good fish dish. It was a white fish. I don't know exactly what fish. My Spanish is obviously not great, but it was really good. I don't know. I don't see a couch. I'm sitting on it. That's why. The couch is like under me. Did I have to move the camera lower? Oh, Kirk's finishing up his schooling. Oh, Peregrine. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just using my 90D with my Sigma 14 by or 18 by 35 1.8 lens. And it's just plugged in with the micro USB and then running through OBS. clearly a chair? Bro, this is a couch. This is my sectional. I've ripped my sectional apart for this. I will not be met with these accusations. It's literally like I ripped a part of my couch up. I gotta keep it lower. There we go. Now you can see I'm more lounged now. It's my therapy couch. Let's see. We've done book reviews. We've done venting. Yeah. You can use the 90D. There's like a Canon. There's like some Canon web driver or webcam drivers that you have to install, I think, and then beep, and then you can just use yeah, you can just plug it in with the little micro USB port. You don't even need the mini HDMI. Drink water. Need more random tornado yapping? Oh, jeez. That was kind of a, I don't know. New Mexico has beautiful tornadoes. How about that day in New Mexico this year that like Quincy Vagel was like the only and Dr. Anton Simon. They were like the only two people in that freaking New Mexico storm. While the rest of us were in Texas hill country. What was that? The 24th of May? 25th of May? 24th of May? This year? That was a stupid day. May 3rd video idea. How many horns you get during an editing session? No, a narration recording session. That's what it would be. Yeah, Floyd, New Mexico. Yeah, right, just south of Clovis there. Yeah, that day was stupid. New Mexico had no reason of producing a tornado that day. It was 3 well-timed boundary collisions that allowed that to happen. There was a 10-minute window where that tornado happened, and it happened perfectly when it happened. That was an absolute fluke of a day. I still stand by that. Yeah, that was a dumb day. I got the mouse. The ergonomic mouse. What are your thoughts about being mentioned in the Wikipedia article for the Rolling Fork tornado? I think I'm in like a couple Wikipedia articles. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool they got added to that and that people felt that my input was worth mentioning. It's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe I'll screenshot them and send them to my haters. Send them to my high school bully. I've made it. I didn't really get bullied in high school. I'm trying to think. Did I? No, not really. I had a weird. This will be interesting. So, the only instance I can remember being bullied was really random. It was like in my neighborhood. So like there was like not that many kids in like the neighborhood that I grew up in. There's a lot of like older families. But like the couple streets over from us had like there was like a couple kids that lived out that way, and there was this like one kid that I used to hang out with that we would like build like we worked on this project like in the back, like there was kind of like this wetland area like back where I lived in the woods, kind of in between all the streets, and we wanted to build a bridge over this like little pond. So we did. We built this little bridge over this pond so we could ride our bikes over it. And then what ended up, like, and then there was this other kid that like was there that lived like also kind of in the neighborhood that I didn't know as well. And then there was one day like we were at the bridge and they like ganged up on me for some reason. And then they like shoved me into the pond, like off of the bridge. And like I remember like I was falling backward and like we were all standing there and they like said something and I turned around and I remember in slow motion they both just like pushed me and I went flying backward into the pond. And it was like had to have been had to have been early spring because the water was frigid. The water was still cold. I climb out, soaking wet. I ride my bike back home, and I was wearing these brand new DVS shoes. I don't know why I was wearing these shoes in the woods. Like I don't know why. I thought they were the coolest shoes, and I had to get rid of them. They were they just smelled like pond water after that. That was in third grade, I think. I think, and honestly, like I don't even know if that constitutes as bullying. I think that was just kind of like a stupid thing, kid moment. Because it's like I went to school with those kids, and like they were in my grade, and like I knew them after that. Like we were never like that close, but they were never like a malicious towards me after that. But that was just one story that I remember. It was really random, but May 3rd video idea, S&E meetup vlog. Yeah, I would do that. I thought about doing that for the USS Massachusetts. Yeah, Connor, you weren't there. I'll tell you, Connor. I'll tell you who it was. You'll remember the names. I'll tell you after. At least I think you would. At least I think you'll remember the names. Could have you just put the shoes in the washing machine? Yeah, I think I could. I think we tried or something. But like they like became like they were like black and white and like all the white parts like became like horribly discolored. I remember that. Like they just like the shoes just ended up just like getting ruined. So I had to like I had to trudge out of the pond, and like the thing was is like when the bottom of those like little ponds and like these little swamps, like they're not solid. Like I was like probably like up to my like shin like that in like mud. It was like disgusting. And I just remember riding my bike home after that, so sopping wet and freezing cold. Yeah, they shoved me into the pond, and like I remember like falling back and like hitting the water, and then they sprinted off, got in their bikes, and just dipped. It was so funny. I mean, like I can look back, like I wasn't funny in the moment, obviously, but like that was yeah, that was interesting. Video on the Briggs EF1. Klein, Texas. Why are we getting all the most random tornadoes right now? I did a video on Manchester. People need to go through my catalog before asking the question. Or asking me to, like, people request videos and, like, go back. Go back through my old videos. I mean, that video is probably over 2 years old at this point now. When did I do that? October of 23? October 22. God, I really shouldn't be that long ago, but I mean, I guess, man, am I getting my time's just flying, man. Yeah, Connor, where that bridge was is like if you try to go back there during the summer, it's like completely overgrown. But like, I'm pretty sure Connor, you remember like that little pond that I'm talking about. We used to go back there quite a bit because we used to have ATV. Like the people with the ATVs would always rip back there, so it wouldn't overgrow. And then they stopped coming, so then now it's a little more overgrown than what it used to be. A video about the most infamous mesoscale accident tornadoes and how they happened could be interesting. Ooh, that would be interesting. I know it's been talked about, like there's been videos on it before, but maybe like a Grand Island video would be interesting. So I wonder like how much of that like I'm trying to think of like a because the thing about Grand Island is like is there a comparable to it that like it seemed like such a fluky event, but like or if it happened again today, like would it be like would we have like way better understanding, like maybe whatever happened is like a way different sequence of events. Hmm. Oh man, Chris is in chat now. That pressure's on. After just telling a story about how I got bullied in third grade. Actually, but the thing is like I don't even know if that like constituted as it was one like I feel like bullying has to be repeated, and that was like a one-time thing. Oh, I had another instance of in sixth grade. I had gum thrown in my hair, but I don't know if I was the intended target or not. It was on the bus, and like a kid threw gum, and it got in my hair, but I don't know if he was aiming for me. And I wasn't. I don't know. That was annoying. Getting gum stuck in your hair. But like again, that was like a one-time thing, so I don't know if that constitutes as bullying. I don't know. Childhood trauma stories on the what's it called on the therapy couch. Oh my gosh, why are a lot of familiar faces popping up in chat with CJ as well? Yeah. Did I ever bully slash be the bully? Ooh, that's a good question. Chris handling his own business. I don't. I don't know. Let me. I. You know what's interesting? I don't. I don't know why I should be. I. It's easy to say no, right? But like maybe I did in like a peer pressure situation, or like this might sound terrible. But no, I don't think I did. No, I always like my parents were always like treat people how you want to be treated, and there was something that they always said, and that's something that I mean it's a pretty basic life adage to kind of live by, and I'd still do that. And that's the thing, like I'd always like even like with my online presence and stuff like that, I'd never like get into tiffs with anyone. I'm never because I'm also not a very strongly opinionated person when it comes to a lot of things. There's some things I'm like probably strongly opinionated about, but like it's never worth getting into an argument online about it. In my opinion, it's just like wasted energy. My energy can be directed elsewhere. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I bullied anyone. I hope not. And then I'm gonna get like a death threat or something one day, being like, "You ruined my life." Like I witnessed like minor hazing on hockey teams. That was like the one thing that I was kind of hesitant about, but I never like I wasn't participating in it. But I think what like I was just kind of a passive bystander. So could I have, it's funny, like you think about moments where like you're like from your whatever, or you think of like hypothetical scenarios where you think of like those like observational studies where they're like seeing if like people will act outside of the norm, or it's kind of like that thing like, oh, someone else will help type of mentality, or like when you're in a group setting, like it's very hard to be the one to like speak up and be like, yo, this isn't cool, especially in like those team settings. Like yeah, like I think I like to say that I would step in if it was like very much over the line, but I don't know. It's very interesting to think about. Max Olsson mentioned. Oh no, Max Olson. I remember that all too well. Yeah, Max, you're like a year older. Yeah, you're. I'm pretty sure you're a year or two older than me. Um, and I remember when that was a thing. The South Park Gingers don't have souls. That's really funny. Oh no. So that's the thing. I also like. I feel like I probably would have been bullied more if people knew about my weather obsession. I just wasn't very outward about it. I'd never really talked about it. The weather stuff. It was just something I kind of like kept to myself. That's really funny. Chris is like, Ethan was my bully growing up, even though I'm like younger than him. He would have been going to like fifth grade. I would have been in like second grade or something. And would have been like, give me your lunch money, fifth grader. That'd be funny. Ultimate frisbee hazing was something else. That's a new one. I keep getting yelled at for my weather obsession. Yeah, I don't know. I was like people, but then the June 1st tornado happened, and then people like that, and then that's when people knew that like I knew a thing or two about weather because I was like talking about like the tornado. Like people obviously had like from my town like had experiences, and I knew like there were a couple kids I went to that were in my classes that lost their house in that tornado, and I was like explaining like what happened, and people were like, "Oh, like you kind of like know a lot about this." And I was like, "Yeah." And then when I was in third grade, I brought a meteorologist into my third grade classroom. I like emailed him because I saw they did like kid visits or whatever. Or no, I didn't email them. I think my mom set it up because um, her work was in the same office building as the CBS 3 in Springfield, and we had meteorologist Brendan Butcher, who I think is in like West Virginia now. He's not in Western Mass anymore. I know that much. Anyway, random. Did you did you know you can fit 4 to 5 beers in a frisbee disc? Like pour them into the disc and like hold it like that, like it's like a cat bowl or something, or like a water bowl for a dog. I presume that's what you mean. I guess that does make sense because it's really that area is so large. That's the thing about volume. Volume's very deceiving. It's obviously much more area dependent than it is height dependent because that's your squared variable. These Alberta Clippers keep missing us. That's the problem I have right now. None of them are coming to freaking New York. They keep blasting Vermont and then like Virginia. Wearing this is also my favorite belt that I've. Oh, I admit. Oh no. Um, I've had this belt since my first year of Boy Scouts in 2000. 2009, 2010, and I don't know why I've like this belt is the easiest belt to use with jeans. I've had this Scout belt ever since. Fun fact, I'm an Eagle Scout. Ethan, can you do my linear algebra final? You do not want me doing your linear algebra final. I don't remember anything about linear algebra. I remember it being like not that bad though. It was when the linear algebra was easy, but doing differential equations with linear algebra, that's where things got weird. I remember that much. But my final for that class was like I think it was a take home final. My professor for that class was like retiring after that year, and he just like didn't care anymore. That was pretty sweet. I don't know if I should have said that. Maybe he did. He probably cared, but like he was definitely checked out in some capacity. Well, he's like, imagine he's like watching this video and he's like, that kid, Ethan, thinks I don't care. No, there's no chance he's watching my videos. I wonder if he's still. I wonder what he's up to. I'm gonna Google him real quick. I think I remember his name. Oh yeah. Found him. Um still still around, I guess. That's good to see. He was older. Oh, okay. Ethan from Scout to Scout. How can I make myself more motivated to reach Eagle? I have about three. I have about 3 years left, and I'm second class, and I'm one thing away from first. So I don't know what your like limiting factor is. Um, for me, it worked at like we used to go to this like summer camp that was like really merit badge focused, and it was like really easy for me to get like all the merit badges I needed through that summer camp. It was almost like you had like so they had like all these merit badge courses you could take, and you could get like in theory like 6 merit badges in a week. Um and that like really helped. So by the time I got my Eagle, I had like 40 merit badges, I think, or something ridiculous. I had like a crazy number. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I have word like it was just like I don't know. I didn't like put. I just kind of wanted to. I liked being outdoors. I liked doing the campouts and stuff. And like I don't know. I just like kept plugging away at it. I don't know. I don't really know if I have a great answer for that. Oh, Jackson chat. What's up, Jack? Have you ever thought about doing something on the history of in pseudo tornado measurements? I don't know if the engineering of the probes is something that intrigues you. That might be an interest. That's a interesting idea. I've never thought about it. Where's my sticky notes? I need my sticky notes. Write that down. Write that down. Wow. From the top ropes. This pen's dying. My favorite pen is dying. This is not good. Sorry, I'm a slow writer. Woo! Um. Oh, I'm really close. I don't know if this pen can get more ink. Someday soon you should cover the June 1st, 2011 EF3. I do have old videos on it, but it'll come. I would just say. I'll say this. The 15-year anniversary is coming up next year. Do with that information what you want with that little bit nugget of information. I see. I think my problem is I just can't find any motivation to do anything for a higher rank, but thank you for telling me. My little troop is losing numbers, and I want to make Eagle to follow family. See, I mean, I feel like that's some, like, if you want to continue, like, the legacy for, um, like, kind of that legacy stuff. Like, if you want to continue that, that can be used as motivation. See, like, I got through, like, the first few ranks, like, really quickly. I think I made first class by the end of, like, by the time I was, like, so what? You start scouts when you're, like, 10 or whatever. Like, I did the Cub Scout thing, crossed the thing, and did Boy Scouts. I think I was first class by, like, three years in. And then I was, like, I got to life, and then I was, like, I chilled on life for like 3 years, and then I did my Eagle like in the last what's it called? I did the Eagle like up at like I think I did like my final presentation or my final whatever conference thing like after my 18th birthday. What are your thoughts on the Valonia EF4? It was a strong tornado. Had some terrain interaction. It's always fun to talk about. Oh, wow. I recall mentioning my pappy's account of the 1971 Inverness F5, and that's what started my interest in tornadoes. That's an outbreak that's not talked about a lot, and I did a video on it this time last year. Um, yeah, that was a pretty beastly outbreak and a fairly well documented one for 1971. Uh, a 15-year anniversary, a second SIG tour in Massachusetts. June 1st was an EF4. Rah! Pushing my own agenda. Um, the couch is back, Charlie. You're right. Uh, have you ever been to any tornado memorials in real life? Yeah, I've been to the one in Lubbock. Drove, didn't spend much time there. Just kind of drove by it. Um, the El Reno Memorial, been there a bunch of times. And if I'm missing any Connor, feel free to drop them in the chat in our chasing ventures. Been to the Lubbock. Yeah, we drove by the Lubbock one. Yeah, I think terrain in terms of like northeast tornado outbreaks are like one of the biggest factors. Oh my gosh. Not that couch. Kenny Powers. But like if you think about a lot of the northeast tornadoes, like a lot of them, valley channeling is a very big factor. They seem, at least it seems to coincide with that. Are you on the couch? Usually you would do tornado damage analysis. What about linear damage analysis with the August 10th, 2020 derecho? I mean, maybe. I mean, it's like I could. Like the roof's getting ripped off of the apart. I mean the derecho is really like the 2020 derecho is really impressive, but I don't know if that has the extreme, like it's the thing, like I could put the effort in, but like I don't know if that's gonna pull, like the amount of effort that I would have to put in to that video in order to, like, I don't know if I've taken a lot of risks with videos this year that I put way too much time into that did not have the payout that was needed. Cough cough. One of them I deleted, and the other one, well, I didn't delete it. It's just privatized, and the other one still sits at 13,000 views after how many? I'm checking my stats. Yeah, I probably could have done something better about this video. Yeah, it's less than 14,000 views. The weather conspiracy video. Yeah, after 118 days, it has less than 14,000 views and has made me a whopping $74. So that video flopped for 2.5 weeks of work. I got to be intentional about what topics I choose and how well I can market them and would appeal to a wide enough audience. Don't get me wrong, I want to do more passion projects, but economically it doesn't make sense to invest too much time into it. Yeah, maybe I should start venting again, right? See, I want to do, like, this is stupid. This sounds stupid because, like, obviously, like, the market, like, YouTube's, like, this ever-growing thing and, like, more traditional media is, like, dying. But, like, I still haven't finished it yet, but I want to finish the Ken Burns American Revolution series, and it's like, dude, like, if I could make like weather Ken Burns videos, that would be really cool, and or like really drawn out weather documentaries. Like, I would love to make just like hour-long weather documentaries with like full production, and like I want to do like bigger production stuff, but it's kind of hard to do on a YouTube channel budget, if that makes sense. You don't have the backing of you don't get the backing of big networks or whatever. And that's the thing. I wouldn't, like, if a network came up to me to like be like, hey, like, we want to do this series, you want to do it, like, I wouldn't want the strings of the network like toying with, like, I like working by myself, but I want to do these bigger projects that require the backing of like outside investors, I guess, because I don't think like economically in the YouTube ecosphere it would make sense otherwise. I don't know. Maybe if I like really like concentrated and made just like an absolute banger of a 15-minute video that people would be willing to watch, then sure, maybe, I guess. I don't know. It would be a massive gamble on my end. I would put it that way. I'm moving the camera back up. Taking a sip of water. Mineral point damage analysis. Yes. Mention a video with the EF scale and it will pop off. Yeah. I do have a Patreon. I don't promote it much because I like don't get. I'm really happy. There's several people that have very generously joined the Patreon, and there's also like the YouTube subscribe function or like paid whatever function. I just like I don't offer like that much more extra I don't know. I thought about like crowdfunding or something, but I don't know. I feel guilty. I do really like I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but like I do a very poor job at like promoting like avenues of supporting the channel. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because like I don't have like the business sense in my brain to like feel the incessant the perpetual need to like promote stuff. Like it feels I don't want to say it feels yucky. Maybe it's just because I don't want to say I have low self-esteem, but like it's like if you want to support, great. Like you'll like I feel like if you're enough of a fan of the channel, you'll just kind of like find it organically, if that makes sense. And I don't feel the need to be like, oh, plug this, plug that, plug this, plug that. But I know that's like how social media things work, and I could probably blow things up way more. Um, I'm just bad at promoting my stuff, and I hate doing it, if that makes sense. Like I feel icky about doing it. Especially when I like feel like I don't provide like the value that people would shell out extra for, if that makes sense. I don't know. So I look away in disgust. But there is like June. I will say that I will promote like the June 1st like merch stuff. So like you can get like a hat like this. That's pretty cool. A June 1st hat. And then I draw like in like my little animation style. I draw some of the t-shirt designs and stuff. And that's on the web, like the June 1st weather website, june1stweather.com. So if you do want to like do something to support, that's a cool way to get something that's like actually at least physical in return. I'm probably gonna wrap up in like 15 minutes because I haven't eaten dinner yet and I'm getting hungry. But this has been fun. Maybe we can pop in. Oh yeah, the wedge shirt. That's a fun one. I did a Rochelle damage analysis, but I don't love that video. I would do it differently now. Maybe I'll make that video private. Maybe this is what I gotta do. I just gotta like completely disappear off the face of the earth. Like on social media. Just like completely get off of Twitter, completely get off of all the things. From like all the weather stuff. And then just drop like a banger in 6 months. But the problem is that like my rent depends on doing this now. So maybe I gotta figure out a new approach to doing this. I feel like I've talked about that before. Make a strongest tornado video. Yeah, I want to make a video about like the stupidest topics that like 3 people are gonna care about. I actually that's like not being that's not me um that's not me knocking any of the stuff that like people are suggesting in here. That's just me like being like I have like weird niche topics I like talking about in the weather stuff, but I know they're like never gonna bang on the YouTube sense. So maybe I just gotta start like doing it. I want to also like I've also was talking earlier how like I have like video topics that I want to do that like are completely unrelated to weather. So maybe I'll just start uploading stuff to the Ethan Moriarty channel, my personal channel about random topics. I thought about making a video. Yeah, I do like what's it called? I'm gonna make a video about like New Jersey Transit or something stupid. I don't know why I thought about New Jersey Transit. Probably because I have to take it sometimes and it's frustrating, but a video about like why New Jersey Transit can't get their act together. And then all the train people. And then I'm going to build a train audience on the side. And then I'll make a video about why touch or what did I say earlier? Why touchscreen in cars suck. That's another cool video idea. Galveston, I guess. We were talking earlier. That's a niche. That's an I don't know. I still haven't figured out the hurricane video formula yet. I've done a couple of hurricane videos and they've done all right, but they're not great compared to tornadoes. Geography people love it. Yeah, I no, literally I want to I want to turn the June or the my Ethan Moriarty channel that has nothing on it. Um yeah, maybe I'll just start I want to turn that channel almost into like a I don't want to say like a Vsauce type channel, but almost like a Vsauce type channel where it's just like the most like random but interesting topics. Like I have these really weird niche ideas that I think would like make really good YouTube videos, but I have another rant that I have an idea about that's about car car key fobs. I hate key fobs. I like the physical key. So maybe I'll just make a video about ranting about key fobs. I have no idea what kind of I could probably pull something out of my rear end that would work, but I don't know. Hey, Vsauce. Ethan here. uh Oh. Oh, why why I don't like car touchscreens? The reason why I don't like car touchscreens or like cars moving, like burying all their settings in touchscreens, has a lot to do with tactile response and stuff. Like it's a lot of like physical, um, and like being able to do things without taking your eyes off on the road. But then you kind of run into this thing of like, oh well, cars can kind of drive themselves now. And then it's like you kind of build this like fake safety system of like, oh, like you kind of become reliant on the car doing things the way it's like, oh, like the lane keeping and all this stuff. And like then you're like hunting through menus and stuff on the thing. And then you run into an instance where you're relying too much on the car systems and no longer worrying about driving the car. And you run into like this Boeing type scenario where the planes have become like, you become so sufficient on the airplane systems that you like no longer can fly the airplane. And then yeah, then that's how bad things happen. I shouldn't throw Boeing under the bus there, but what was the Airbus crash? That was like basically like kind of like crazy pilot error that they were like so self-dependent on the was it Air France 447? Is that the one where they stalled the plane and it was like over the stupidest thing? And it had to do with like human interfaces and stuff like that. I think that was the one. Because he was like, yeah, I think it was Air France 447. But anyway, there's like all sorts of. I have so many stupid video ideas in my head that like are not at all weather related, and I think I just got to do them at some point. I'm just gonna make like a documentary about something. Oh, how would I rate this couch 1 out of 10? It's not the greatest couch, honestly. It's so this is like my first apartment that well, I had an apartment in college, but this is like my first like big boy apartment out of college. Um, that my girlfriend and I share, and we had to furnish it from scratch. So we went with like a cheapo couch from Amazon or IKEA, or I think this might be IKEA. Some stuff's from whatever, and others from IKEA. Anywho, so it was kind of just a starter couch. It gets the job done. Is it the comfiest couch in the world? No. So I'll give it like a, and the cushions always slide out on it. It's really annoying. I have to make the couch like every single day. I give it like 5 out of 10. Gets the job done. Is there any tips you could give to someone that wants to make tornado videos like you? Um, find something, find your own niche within the space that's different from everybody else. If you want to do well at this, I would say you need to come up with your own voice, because there's kind of a lot of copycats right now, and there's like AI channels and stuff like that, which goes to show like how, how much demand there is in this market. But you also kind of, if you want to stand out, you got to kind of do your own thing and like find your own voice and find your own angle. And that's kind of how I did it with like the damage stuff at first, and then I kind of branched off from there and did, kind of these other style videos and kind of found my own voice that way. So that's kind of that's my recommendation. Any engineering videos about severe weather instruments with slap? See, that's like what this channel started as. This channel was supposed to be about like my like all the engineering stuff I was doing with weather, and now it's completely devolved over the 7.5 years that I've been doing this. Yeah, June 1st is, holy crap, that's right. Yeah, it is 7.5 years. June of 2018. That's when this all started. Though I didn't really take YouTube too seriously until 2022, I guess. That's when I started uploading a lot more, was 2022. So I guess it's almost been... Wow, I've almost been doing this for like... Almost been doing the YouTube grind for like almost 4 years now at this point. Wow. That's crazy. Time flies, man. I am turning into Unk real quick. I tried making a channel called June 2nd. And June 2nd was already taken, so I had to... The second channel is called May 3rd. I'm just going to start ranting now. I'm going to start just doing rant videos every single day. I'm going to rant about dumb weather topics. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just, maybe I'll just make a video for the Ethan Moriarty channel, and then just like tweet it out and be like, hey guys, like check out this other thing I'm doing. And maybe people will like the fact, I don't know, enough people have associated with my personality beyond the June 1st brand. So maybe that's something worth exploring. I just want to make I just like making videos, honestly. If they bang, they bang. If they don't bang, they don't. I don't know. I just need to be more, I need to make more banging videos because my rent depends on it. I'm looking at the video preview of myself right now. It's actually, when I'm leaned forward, I'm lit very well. It was when I was leaned back, I'm like darker. I gotta stay in the key light. Yeah, I will make the channel. I just like, I want to do, maybe it's, I don't want to have like 40 million channels, but I want to do stuff, like, I want to do something where maybe I just do more informal stuff about weather stuff on the... Maybe I should just start ranting about weather stuff on the May 3rd channel more. I've had a couple opinion videos that are purely just me face camming and ranting about stuff. Maybe I gotta start being more opinionated about things, but I'm not the most opinionated person most of the time. Then I guess I can do just these more other video ideas that I have on the Ethan Moriarty personal channel that's sitting idly. When chasing the planes, due to the now absurd chaser convergence, do you think it's better to chase far away and try to 0 meter to avoid? Yeah, I think the thing is now, this is the thing that I've noticed with chaser convergence. There's like I would say there's a range from the storm where like all the convergence is, and so like you either have to be really far away or like directly next to the updraft of the storm, or like flirting with the hail core. Like it's like those two areas. There's like nobody around, and then it's that mushy middle where there's like all the people. Um, and I think honestly, moving forward, I'm gonna try doing this. I'm gonna have to like I think I'm really just gonna try to sharpen my forecasting skills over like depending on what I decide to do for chasing this upcoming spring. I might just like start chasing secondary targets more because there were a couple days this year that like really were annoying with chaser conversions. Um, so I might just start doing the secondary target thing more, and that might be like a lame cop out type of thing, but like I don't know. Chasing is getting like really, really popular, obviously, and that's not like it's a bad thing. I don't want to be a gatekeeping old fart, you know. Um, but it is like it definitely there's been a noticeable increase in terms of like chaser convergence over the past. It's always been a thing. I will say like there's certain days like you'll watch old tornado videos and there's like definitely a lot of chasers still out there, but um yeah, I don't know. Or I might just exclusively chase like really late season. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm doing in my life right now. There's a lot of stuff going along in my head. Yeah, Chris, I knew you weren't going to like that. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what my direction in life is with chasing. It's like, what do I do? What's my niche in the chasing world? I thought I had an idea, but now I don't. I'm lost. I'm rudderless. I don't know. As I think. Oh, I always go for the conditional risks, and they always flop. I'm a, and then the conditional days that I'm not out west for. That's the thing. It's like I love chasing, but like, is it something that I want to dedicate my like? It's not like. I guess I don't have that gene in me to like dedicate my entire life to it. Um, does that make me like a hardcore chaser? Obviously not. But it's like, dude, like I just can't. I don't know. It sounds really lame. I don't know. I'm like trying to find the words like to describe like what I think about sometimes with that. Does anyone does anyone have money saving tips for a chaser who's a broke college student? Um, Sleep in your car. It's not as like if you build a little platform, it's not that bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know with what's going on in like like the chasing sphere right now. Like there's just like I feel like there's I don't want to say it's oversaturated, but there's like a lot. There's like so much going on, and like I want to make like I will make videos about it, but it's like I just don't want to like be the guy just like making another video to make a video. Like oh look at me. Like I would like to do like more meaningful stuff, but yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with my life to be honest. I should just have a Guys, what if I just have an entire existential crisis right now? All right, here we go. This kind of hurts my eyes. We've reached the point of the podcast. Oh, this is not a podcast. We've reached the point of the live stream where this might be completely unwatchable. Oh, Connor, good idea. Let me get my guitar. Let's see if I get copyrighted for this. Oh, that can go there for now. How does it go? We wait, I can turn this camera lower. I wrote. They can't do this. They can't claim me on this one. This one I wrote. I've had this riff for years now, and I haven't turned it into a song yet. I should put this back on a stand, but hopefully you can hear it. I saw a question. Oh, all right. Hi, Ethan. I'm from Luxembourg, and we're planning to fly to the U.S. to chase storms. What would be the better time span, first half of May or second half of May? Um, it really depends. Like, I would say traditionally, like, more people would be going the back half of May. So, but it's really a coin toss. It really depends on the pattern. But no matter what, if you're going during the May time frame, you'll have days to chase, and you'll have supercell days at minimum to chase. So I don't think you can go wrong. I just think there might be slightly less people in the front half of May. So, oh yeah, I did my Spotify Wrapped recently, Max, and well, I guess everyone did, but Turnover was like my fifth artist or whatever, my fifth highest artist for the year. So I was just ripping peripheral vision during the anniversary tour thing going on. So, heck yeah. What other drop D stuff do I know? This guitar is also rather out of tune right now. Close enough. Shout out all you. Oh, my Spotify age was 75, I think. I was Unk. I was Gramp. Oh, that would definitely get me. I can't really reach. And I don't even care. All right, I should probably eat dinner soon. So, yeah, Billy Corgan's one heck of a character. I would do more honest covers, but I mean, honestly, I don't know if playing the music alone, that might honestly get me wrist slapped. We'll find out. Last time I sang, I was singing, Ethan, have you and Connor thought about chasing Lake Effect Snow before? I mean, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I could. It would be cool. I don't know. Like, I could stream it, I guess, but I don't know. I do like a lot of snow. I just wouldn't. I don't know if I would do anything content wise for it, but I don't know. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. And eat dinner. So, thanks guys for joining and talking whatever, hanging out on the couch, uh, streaming, talking book reviews, tornadoes, existential crises. Anywho,